Welcome back to CIA Declassified. Today we enter the most controversial chapter of the agency's psychological history. In the wake of MKULTRA, whispers emerged of a program even more selective. While the agency admitted to testing on random subjects, some survivors claimed they were chosen before they were even born. This is the story of the alleged Pedigree. This is Project MONARCH. To understand MONARCH, we have to look at how the CIA viewed the human mind, not as a solid stone, but as a crystal that could be shattered into specific shards. Project MONARCH is widely described as a successor to MKULTRA, focusing on dissociative identity disorder as a tool for espionage. A quote from Dr. Colin Ross, psychiatrist. The goal of these programs was to create a Manchurian candidate, a person who could be programmed to perform acts and then have no memory of them, end quote. The term monarch refers to the monarch butterfly, which supposedly learns its migratory path through genetic memory. Researchers like Dr. Ewan Cameron used psychic driving, forcing patients to listen to looped tape recordings for weeks on end to rebuild their personalities. The agency's Subproject 68 explored sensory deprivation and high-voltage electroshock to break subjects' internal resistance. Many alleged survivors described the use of A to Z programming where different alters are created for different tasks. A quote from Senator Frank Church, dated 1975. The CIA's activities in the field of drug testing and mind control were a clear violation of the rights of American citizens. End quote. The pedigree theory suggests that the CIA kept records of families with a history of disassociation, believing their children would be more pliable for programming. Techniques reportedly used included the mirror room, where a subject is surrounded by their own reflection to fracture their sense of self. Declassified documents from Operation Paperclip show that former Nazi scientists were brought to the U.S. to consult on trauma-based conditioning. The program allegedly used beta programming, which was designed to eliminate the subject's moral inhibitions. A 1977 Senate hearing revealed that the CIA had destroyed most of the MKULTRA and MONARCH files on the orders of Director Richard Helms. A quote from a CIA memo dated 1952. We must find a way to get control of an individual to the point where he will do our bidding against his will. End quote. Survivors often mention the use of green tree or Wizard of Oz imagery as a mental map for the fractured mind. The Delta programming was reportedly reserved for elite couriers and assassins, including the use of subaudible radio signals. Official CIA histories claim these programs were shuttered in the 1960s, but independent researchers point to ongoing black budget activities. The use of LSD in Project MONARCH was intended to induce a state of hypersuggestibility. Project MONARCH allegedly utilized theta programming, focusing on psychic and telepathic capabilities. A quote from Dr. Corey Don Hammond, dated 1992. There is evidence of a highly structured system of mind control being used on certain segments of the population. End quote. The program reportedly used a GPS anchoring where a specific physical touch could activate an alter. Omega programming was a self-destruct mechanism allegedly built into subjects to prevent them from talking to authorities. The CIA used the Tanke sensory isolation chamber to facilitate the splitting of personalities. Many MONARCH survivors were reportedly reactivated at specific ages such as 21 or 33, a quote from a declassified 1963 CIA internal audit. The ethical and legal risk associated with these projects are high, but the potential for national security is immense, end quote. Dr. Donald Hebb conducted early research for the agency into how complete isolation causes the human brain to start hallucinating within hours. The CIA's Office of Scientific Intelligence experimented with narco-hypnosis using intravenous barbiturates to lower subjects' threshold for personality reconstruction. A quote from a declassified MKULTRA document dated 1953, the development of a reliable system for the creation of multiple personalities in a single individual is the primary objective, end quote. In 1973, when the CIA destroyed its mind control archives, over 150 separate sub-projects were lost to history. The agency explored stroboscopic induction using flickering lights at specific frequencies to put subjects into a deep trance state. The royal bloodline. If you pull the declassified files on sub-project selection criteria, you'll find a 40-page gap that is completely blacked out. The redactions are thickest in the genetic screening section. A theory that turns your blood cold is that the CIA wasn't just looking for random children. Speculation suggests these black bars hide the Bloodline trigger, a program where the agency targeted descendants of ancient European blue bloods because their brains were supposedly pre-wired for elite dissociation, and the black bars hide the gene map of the survivors. A whisper from a former MKUltra clerk claims the black bars hide the heritage harvest. Speculation is that the CIA was breeding specific pedigree children in secret facilities to create a master class of spies, and the redactions cover the parental matching logs. Some believe the redactions hide the Crown Protocol. The theory is that the agency used specific frequency tones that only certain genetic markers respond to, turning the world's elite into literal puppets, and the black bars hide the tonal activation keys. Could the black bars hide the butterfly? One wild theory suggests the CIA used MONARCH to replace members of royal families with programmed doubles, and the redactions cover the Bloodline replacement schedule. Some believe the redactions hide the Illuminati interface. The theory is that the CIA was just the middleman for a much older secret society that has been using pedigree trauma for centuries, and the black bars hide the ancient lineage charts. There is a theory that the black bars hide the genetic key. Speculation suggests the CIA found a way to trigger dormant DNA in certain families to unlock superhuman intelligence, and the redactions cover the evolutionary acceleration data. Some speculate the redactions hide the Rh negative filter. The theory is that the agency only used subjects with the rare Rh negative blood type, believing they are more susceptible to mind control, and the black bars hide the blood type census. Whispers claim the black bars hide the tonal overlord. The theory is that the CIA developed a musical tone that can be broadcast over mass media to activate pedigree sleepers simultaneously, and the redactions cover the global frequency test sites. Some speculate the redactions hide the Mir protocol. The theory is that the agency created twins out of a single pedigree subject through trauma, one acting as the mask and the other as the spy, and the black bars hide the dual identity roster. Some speculate the black bars hide the Phoenix Clause. The theory is that the pedigree subjects are never truly free, and the CIA can reset their minds from a distance using satellite signals, with the black bars hiding the remote deletion codes. The most disturbing theory suggests the black bars hide the cradle network. Speculation suggests the CIA implanted microscopic receivers in the ear canals of pedigree infants, and the redactions cover the pre-speech audio logs. Could the redactions hide the doppelganger project? A wild theory claims the CIA used plastic surgery to make pedigree victims identical to world leaders, and the black bars hide the surgical template photos. Some believe the black bars hide the DNA encryption. The theory is that the agency encoded top-secret blueprints into the non-coding DNA of certain families, turning human beings into living filing cabinets. Whispers suggest the redactions hide the ghost persona. The theory posits the CIA created an alter that doesn't even know it exists until a specific phone call is made, and the black bars hide the trigger word dictionary. Finally, a theory from the fringe claims the redactions cover the ancestor feed. Speculation suggests the CIA used pedigree subjects to channel the memories of their dead relatives via high-frequency neurostimulation. Was Project MONARCH a success? Psychologically, it was a dark victory. The agency proved that the human mind could be fragmented through systematic trauma. However, operationally, it was a disaster. The programmed subjects often broke down in the field, their alters leaking into one another, leading to public scandals and declassified nightmares. Despite the horror, MONARCH left a lasting impact on modern intelligence. As far as operational breakthroughs go, compartmentalization of information. The agency refined how to keep a secret. Data isolated within a single organization, mirroring the split mind. Subaudible communication, the development of techniques to pass messages to subjects' subconscious without their conscious knowing. Trauma pattern mapping, the early understanding of how specific types of stress affect different parts of the brain. And neural anchoring, the science of using specific triggers, be they sounds or scents, to recall information instantly. The broken butterfly isn't just a metaphor, it's a reminder that when you shatter a soul to make a spy, the pieces never truly fit back together again. Project MONARCH remains a ghost in the agency's machine. Thanks for listening. Join us next time. We'll be examining Subproject 142. Before the world had GPS in their pockets, the agency wanted it in their agents' bodies. We'll uncover the Human Biotelemetry Project, where the CIA experimented with early tracking devices injected directly into the skin. Prepare for the ultimate invasion of privacy. We'll explore the wild theory of the internal eye. Speculation suggests that Subproject 142 wasn't just about tracking location, but about a microscopic camera that could see through the agent's own optic nerve, turning every spy into a walking video recorder for the CIA's mainframes. Join us for the signal in the skin. In the meantime, I'll see you in the archives.